It's that time again. On my channel, I've been doing a new series called 5 Things, and this next 5 things may be a very hot take, but I'm going to be talking about 5 movies I regret watching, but more than likely the title's going to be kind of 5 movies I maybe walked out on, or I would never watch again. So without further ado, let's get into this list. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out to check out this video. I've been really enjoying putting these lists together and bringing you a little bit of a different video and also some different opinions that you may or may not have heard elsewhere. So I do definitely implore you guys to subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Hit the red subscribe button. Come join me on this wacky, crazy, fun-filled journey as we continue the growth on YouTube and also to build the community. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 movies that I regret watching / walked out on / that I'd never watch again. So without further ado and wasting your time, let's get into this list. So at number 5 is a movie that I watched a good while ago, but actually I only just revisited again this year. My partner wanted to sit down and watch it one night on Netflix, and that is Kevin and Perry Go Large. I remember this movie when it came out, and I remember thinking, you know, it was okay for what it was, and I can't lie that at the time when I was very young when I watched this, I thought, you know, this was really, really funny. But 2023, Mike, this movie was awful. This was really, really painful to get through, and it's less than an hour and a half long, which that should never be the case for a movie of that runtime, but heck, here's a prime example right here. The acting, abysmal. The dialogue, abysmal. The premise, yeah, we don't talk about the premise really. But yeah, Kevin and Perry Go Large should have sticked to the early 2000s and stayed there. Do you want access to early videos you won't ever see here onto the channel? Well, click the link down below in the description box today and join my Patreon with memberships only starting from £1 per month. You get so much extra stuff and it costs less than 1 coffee per day. And I'd also like to give a quick thank you to all my awesome Patreons who help to really support the channel and who are also reaping all these benefits, so join them today. Number 4 was probably one of my earliest experiences. I remember watching the movie, buying it on DVD, taking an absolute punt on it, and instantly regretted my decision. That is a movie called The History Boys, which is directed by Nicholas Heitner, if I've got that correct. I don't really know. Sorry if I've mispronounced that. This movie, I thought, wow, okay. It had a really good star rating on Amazon Reviews. IMDb's got a pretty good score. The cast, I was like, okay, this, you know, it's not really too bad. And I remember watching this movie maybe a couple of years, worst case, after it was released. And oh boy, did I regret spending £1.20 on this DVD. And yeah, you might be thinking, Mike, that was so cheap. That was a bargain. You got a deal of the century. No, I did not. I would rather sell that movie to CEX for 1 penny and hope that they would even offer me a penny for The History Boys, because this movie was awful. It was one of the worst experiences I still remember from the year 2008-9 time when I watched this, and I've never revisited since, and I have absolutely no plans to do so. Number 3 is a movie that I ranted about in my worst movies of 2021, and that is a movie called The Forgiven. Now, this stars Jessica Chastain and Ralph Fiennes, and 2 great actors and actresses in their own right. But what the hell was this movie thinking? It was trying to be this really edgy, kind of different style story based in Morocco, or set in Morocco for that matter, but in the whole time where you're meant to be really tense for the husband and the wife and this marriage, and of course the whole point is about, you know, kind of feeling free from that, etc. as the movie plays on. It just goes into basically a party scene at this kind of mansion, this exclusive place, and this party scene is awful. As Ralph Fiennes' character is feeling his guilt, feeling guilty for what has happened, his wife Jessica Chastain's like, oh yeah, I'm free, all good, I don't really care what he's doing, yeah, he can just go get, you know, murdered if he wants to, all cool. And I was like, ha! I'm like, you're his wife. At least show some kind of support, sympathy for the guy, even if he is an a-hole. You don't get that here, and this was just a miserable experience. Number 2 is actually one of the first movie reviews I actually made here on the channel, and that is for The Intent 2, The Come Up. Now, I remember in 2018 starting my YouTube channel. I checked this movie out because it was on my Cineworld listings. I get the movie kind of for free because I pay for the pass. And I remember, look, I don't really know what this movie is. I'll give it a shot. We'll see what it's about. And oh boy, did I really regret my time. This felt as if it was shot where someone just hired a bunch of friends that they knew for, right, hold this little plastic pretend gun here on set. Pretend that you're this very hard person going on the street, acting like you're in some kind of gang. And basically, we're just filming this movie, kind of like just some friends cruising around with a gun and going on holiday. That's what I remember of this. I didn't go back and rewatch this one. I actually walked out of the cinema seeing this movie. And oh boy, this is a movie I definitely don't care to watch again. Coming in at number 1, if you've seen the thumbnail, you know exactly what movie this is. And this is actually the first ever movie I ever walked out on at the cinema. And it's directed by Martin Scorsese. And you think, Mike, what the hell are you talking about right now? I'm talking about the movie Silence. Yeah, this movie came out in 2016 as far as I'm aware, and I'm pretty sure it is. It has a stellar cast of, like, you know, Andrew Garfield, Adam Driver and Liam Neeson. 3 actors I actually really enjoy. And I remember this movie, I didn't see a trailer for it. I kind of just went into it blind as far as I remember. And there was parts where the violence here was crazy and I was like, oh, okay, we're in for a little bit of a different movie. Okay, I'm absolutely on board. The kind of whole plot of it, I was like, right, this is kind of intriguing, but this is an absolute slogfest from what I remember. And when I walked out of this movie, I was at least an hour and a half, hour 45, 50 minutes in. I think maybe half an hour was left of the runtime, not long at all. But I had had enough. Like, for example, if you guys have not seen this, just a quick rundown without too much spoilers. There's a lot of dialogue. You get a really violent scene and you're like, oh, okay, kind of piques your interest in a way because you're like, oh, this is going a different direction. Then it just goes down to a lot of dialogue, then another violent scene, and it was just rinse and repeat constantly. And I was just like, wow, this movie is really losing me, to the point I was like, I can't take this. Sorry, Scorsese, get the hell out of here. I'm not watching your movie any longer. So that is my top 5 list of movies that I regret watching / walked out / don't want to watch again. What are your top 5 movies? Let me know down below in the comment section so we can continue the discussion down there. If you've enjoyed this if you enjoyed this video, definitely subscribe to the channel by clicking the red button down below. And until the next time I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.